What is a villain? Villains, per the Merriam-Webster dictionary, is defined as a character in a story or play who opposes the hero. Now, usually our villain is just living in the hero's story. But what happens when everyday, hardworking people like you and I find ourselves living in the villain's story? In today's episode, we will be doing a little bit of villain appreciation in honor of Halloween, where villains reign supreme and they terrorize our very nightmares. We will enter one in which there is no hero to save us. Ladies and gentlemen, today's video is about the movie Brightburn, starring Elizabeth Banks, who is, from what I saw, the most popular person in the movie. This begins as essentially Superman's origin story. A husband and wife struggling to have a child of their own who live out in a rural area of the United States has a crash landing. They go to investigate and they find a child. Now, because it seems like their answers literally came out of the heavens, they take this child in, they love him, they raise him, all while hiding who he truly was from him. But then something weird begins to happen. He begins to hear something calling out to him in a language that he's never heard or can understand. As he begins to discover slowly who he is, his parents become panicked. By the time they realize that they have made a grave mistake in not telling anybody about his existence, unfortunately, it's too late. This young man discovers that he has powers far beyond anyone on this planet, and that he simply wasn't sent here because his planet was destroyed, much like the Man of Steel, but he was sent here for a far more nefarious purpose. He was sent here to conquer. We don't know by who. We don't know if he'll be joined later. We just know that this child, once he understands the message, takes it to heart. We're going to start by talking about his mom. She is one of the most insufferable characters I have ever seen in a horror movie. Not quite Micah from Paranormal Activity, but definitely the definition of an enabler. No matter what signs she sees of him going down the wrong path, she absolutely refuses to see what everyone else is seeing. Even the man that she is married to, she is willing to throw him to the side for the chance to be a mother, not understanding that once this child goes bad, there is nothing we can do to stop him. So as this young man begins to crash out and begins to really discover his purpose and his powers, he begins to eliminate anyone that stands in his way. This movie is very well acted. Surprisingly, I know this movie didn't get a lot of fanfare. Even if you look at the Rotten Tomatoes score, it didn't really seem like people really like this movie, which I don't fully understand. I thought it was a very, very well done concept, even pretty well executed. The child in this movie, he's a very good actor. Um, as far as child actors goes, he does his part very well. It's mostly about the parents and how we see this like really loving family kind of break apart over the discovery of his powers and what he's truly been sent here to do. And as dad tries to stop him, mom continues to sabotage any plan that would eventually lead to his capture, his demise, until it is far, far, far too late. She sees something earlier in the movie that would tell her this is his weakness, but in her obsession and her wanting to be a mother and to have a child of her own to love and coddle and protect, she keeps it to herself. And by the time she realizes that she needs to solve this problem because this is beyond her, it's above her, it's in God's hands, it is too late. He's already far too gone. He has already killed numerous people. This is a very, very dark story. It is a very bleak story. Cinematography is very good. There's a lot of the horror element mixed with the superhero element when we know that there's no one to save us is far more terrifying than almost any other iteration of a horror movie. You know, for Freddy, you know, you just get off Elm Street or bring him into this world and you can kill him. Michael Myers, he's only after one family. Everybody else in between is just kind of a collateral damage. Jason, stay the hell away from Crystal Lake. He'll never bother you. This movie was, I think it's very, very underrated. I think it's kind of underappreciated for what they were trying to do and what they were able to accomplish. I really like this movie. It is available somewhere for free. I believe I want to say Max, but I could be wrong. It is on a streaming service. I highly recommend you go out and watch this movie. Halloween season is here. Everybody's looking for a good, you know, bleak tale that's not real life and watching news here in America. But this movie, I believe, is a good starter for Halloween. This is not the best movie you'll see all month. This isn't even the best movie I'll review all month. But for a good starter, I really think this is an underrated movie that a lot of people don't talk about. Have you seen Brightburn? What do you think of it? Let me know in the comments. And ladies and gentlemen, I will see you next week for more Cinema of the Damned. Stay scared, everybody.